The women's 400 freestyle at the 2023 World Swimming Championships was not only a race that featured 3 women who have each held the world record in the event at one point in time, but it proves something. I think it proves something that I've thought was the case in swimming for a long time. This race had all of the necessary parts to be a huge event, to draw in fans, and it did just that. Over months, this race was promoted, marketed. Over years, this story unfolded, starting way back when Katie Ledecky, you know the name, initially broke the world record in the 400 freestyle for this trio. We'll talk about it just from when this trio started breaking this world record. But then after that, she went on to break it again before digging her heels into freestyle and becoming who I think is the best freestyler we have ever seen, regardless of gender. Then Ariane Titmus burst onto the scene and took that world record from Katie, only to have it broken by the youngster Summer McIntosh from Canada before all 3 of these women met up again for a 400 freestyle in Fukuoka, Japan. The push behind this event and the treatment that it got from media consistently, that's an important note, consistently, is what helped turn this event into an event that didn't need a world record. That's an important point. Didn't need a world record to happen for it to be exciting. I'm a firm believer that even if Ariane Titmus hadn't shattered the world record in that women's 400 freestyle in Fukuoka, Japan at the 2023 World Swimming and Diving Championships. There's diving, it's World Aquatic Championships, whatever. I'm a firm believer that even if she hadn't broken that world record, which she absolutely did, she went 355 for the first time in history. 355.3. I think it was 355.3. It should be up on the screen next to me. Ariane Titmus absolutely dominated this event. I mean, dominated this event. But even if she didn't, and even if these 3 women had been 357, 358, 359, which if you don't understand the context of this event, all 3 of those times are 1 second further away from the world record time going into this from Summer McIntosh of 356.0. So we're just saying if all 3 of these women had staggered and been 1 second further away from the world record, I really don't see this event being kind of like set up that way, being a letdown for fans.
Hey there, how y'all doing? I just stepped off the ranch real quick to let y'all know that I wanted to apologize for the way that I could not speak for a second. There are a couple things that I am planning on working on this channel. If y'all will give me the opportunity to change, I'm going to work on not getting stuck and not knowing what to say after I try to say something. And then on top of that, I am going to work on pronouncing both first and last names better. Thank you for letting me interrupt the video. Now back to the video. Thanks.
If you're a fan of this sport, maybe there's some sustainability proof here, because relying on world records isn't a sustainable business model for a sport. Swimflation is absolutely real, but it's also absolutely not forever. World records in swimming are without a doubt in my mind going to become less frequent. Just look at track. Track is a more developed sport. Track leans on top 10 times. They lean on world leads, which I think is something that swimming should be prioritizing a lot more, especially in that bottom right or bottom left graphic that we have. Throw a world lead on there. We just need a little more context as fans, but track does a great job prioritizing some of the fastest times that have ever happened and not relying on a world record, although they have been on a world record kick recently. Kick, there's a little bit of a joke for swimming and track, because at the end of a track race you kick, not kick your feet, but you kick and run faster. The women's mile, yeah, Faith Kipyegon is absolutely smashing that. I think it's either the mile, they're 1500, maybe both of them. The 2 mile, she's crushing it. So bad example, but track does a good job not relying on world records. But back to this event, it felt like a pay-per-view fight in the UFC. It felt like a World Series game. It felt like a Super Bowl for swimming fans. UFC fans want a knockout or a crazy finish. Baseball fans want a walk-off. But in a title fight, if you're fighting for the belt, if you're watching someone fight for the belt, you don't need a knockout for the fight to live up to the hype. In Game 7 of the World Series, you don't need a walk-off for a fan base to go absolutely crazy. And in the women's 400 freestyle, we didn't need a knockout. We didn't need a walk-off. We got one. We definitely got one when Ariane Titmus said, "Good luck, see you later," and shattered. I mean, absolutely shattered the world record. But what swimming really needs is better and more consistent storytelling that creates more moments like this for fans to latch onto. Right now, we have giant gaps in our sport's ability to collect athletes at one time, like the World Championships or the Olympics. And that makes the sport a bit tougher to track, cover, and consume. I'm aware of this somewhat fatal flaw that we're up against. But I really feel like, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the women's 400 freestyle at the World Championships this year proved something to us. Sure, there were some aspects of the 400 freestyle this year that separated it from other 400 freestyles and, even other events at this World Championships that could be and will be exciting. But we didn't need a knockout for this race to be a win for the fans. We didn't need a walk-off to go home happy. Swimming is exciting. It is exciting, but without good and consistent storytelling, it's impossible to listen. The storytelling and hype behind Leon's 400 IM world record was awesome. The storytelling that went into Cesar Ciela's 100 freestyle world record finally being broken is amazing as well. But one more time, this women's 400 freestyle felt different. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hit that like button if you think this sport can create more moments like this. By doing so, you're helping grow this channel, helping this channel reach more people, and helping this channel tell more stories like this one. And as this channel grows, we'll start to get to do some really cool things. Don't believe me, actually? Let me present it to you with Exhibit A. Thomas Ciccone, he's Italian. He's a great 100 backstroker and can dabble in some 50s as well. Well, he dabbled a little too close to the sun in the 100 backstroke prelims and almost missed out on making semis. He's the world record holder in the event, the 100 backstroke, the world record holder, and almost missed semifinals. And while he did that, he was rocking a mustache. So then Twitter would do as Twitter will do. They went off on him. But more specifically, they targeted the mustache.
Maybe if you had shaved, you wouldn't have had a hard time making semifinals, Thomas. Hey, dummy, shave next time.
So what did Thomas Ciccone do as a result of all these bite-sized pieces of internet information and internet coaching being thrown his way? Well, he kept that mustache on. He crushed his semifinal, the 100 backstroke, and then came back about 27 minutes later, still rocking the mustache, and won gold in the 50 butterfly final. Now, why is this important to this channel? Where does this tie in? Why does this matter? Because I, Kyle, will on occasion actually get to consume some content on this beautiful platform. So I floated my way over to NBC's video of Thomas Ciccone winning the 50 butterfly with a mustache and had a funny idea. I'm going to comment mustache. Didn't think about what could happen from there. And yep, y'all went to work on that comment section. And I have to applaud the creativity, not to just go with mustache, but to add some variety to it. I like it. We're doing cool things. Because see what I just did there? I just snuck a preview for the men's 100 backstroke final with the storyline to follow into a video talking about how we need to create more storylines in swimming. Boom. All right, now this is actually it. Hit that subscribe button if you want more swimming content to pop up on your homepage. It should happen if you hit that subscribe button and engage with these videos. YouTube will bump it up to the beginning of your homepage. Like this video if you got some sort of value, whether it was a laugh or a little bit of information or a new perspective. Comment your thoughts in the comments section about storytelling and swimming. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Let's keep growing this sport, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.